No. No. You fool. You fool. All right, Twitch. I'm trying to do Diablo 4 on Twitch. Not trying to do you. YouTube? You're killing me, YouTube. Ain't nobody talking to you, YouTube. All right, I think I've learned something today about OBS, and that is you got to pay attention to what you're doing. This is the second time I popped off stream for no reason. For no reason. Not supposed to be. Get it. What Oops, oops, oops. I'm sorry, YouTube. I failed. I wasn't supposed to go live here. I'm sorry. I guess I could leave it on, huh? Is it hurting somebody? Guess it's not hurting nobody. Guess it's not hurting nobody. Oh my god. Yeah, my. All right. Time to figure out some necromancer shenanigans. This is the plan. This is going to be how it goes down. It's going to be nice and clean. Both streams are mislabeled. How is this possible? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Got WoW on the Twitch. It's not WoW. It's not WoW tonight. I'm playing WoW on the background. I'll play WoW off stream. So silly. Gonna be Diablos. Boom. All right, let's do this thing. Boom, boom, boom. What up, Evie? How you doing? I'm so excited to get into this tree. Oh, I'm so excited. Got a treasure goblin I need to kill real quick. Gotta get some drinks. I'm gonna need a beverage. Nice title change. On the fly. That's right. Learning how to do these things. Figuring these things out. Gonna get there. Gonna get there for sure. Alright. See here. Watch his mouse creep. On its own. Normal. Alright. Oh. Yes. Yes. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna kill... let's take a look. Let's start this thing. I'm not in love with the view of this calculator. There's a bullet. Alright. A little payroni. Stick. Core macabre. Winning. Alright. These are items. We're not gonna get into that detail. I'm just gonna do the tree and the paragon. I want to mess around a little bit with the paragon. I want all the legendary affixes to be kind of surprises. So that all the legendaries I pick up are pretty horrible. I expect them to be bad. Until I get that unique. Immediately hovers over a legendary affix. Classic. I don't want to play around with two different builds. I want to make teeth work. bone splinters? I thought that was called teeth. Bone spear, bone spear. Alright, so my plan is to smash out. Let's go absolutely ham on hardcore. Yeah. So I know one of these gives you fortify? How come it doesn't show you? Interesting. Never mind, it's this one. There it is. Definitely want fortify. Fortify is tight. Gonna be sweet for hardcore. Gotta kill this goblin real quick. Gotta kill this goblin real quick and then be back on this D4. Got all my shopping done. I'm ready. A couple more work days and it's gonna be Diablo time. Coming down to it. I think we got a little less than 2 days. Very nice. Day and a half. Pretty sick. Pretty sick.
These are Drogbar rocks. Drogbar stones.
Eluded gold. Tight. Tight, tight. Alright. Get this thing organized here. What am I doing? I got windows all over the place. What up, Sass? You can hear game sounds? Yeah. I was killing goblins in the background. I was killing them. I would like to get some. Well, you know how it is with copyright-free music. It's impossible. It's impossible. Checking out these builds. I'm gonna check out these builds. I want to see what I'm gonna work towards. Level 4. Just maximize fortify. I'll see why not. I think the hardcore character leveling up his blood is a good move. This gives you 2.5% more damage. That's not very much. That's not worth it. I don't like that. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like it. All right, plan for tonight. Listen, game's coming out in 2 days. 2 days? What? I'm so far behind. I did want to mess around with this earlier. Here I am, cramming. It's like school. It's cramming last minute. I gotta prepare and take a look at this skill tree. I do want to mess around with the paragon trees. Just get a little taste, okay? I don't want to get too detailed. I just want a little taste. So I'm starting out with how am I going to get to level 50 on my first character, which is going to be a hardcore Necro. I'm going to one-shot Diablo 4. I'm planning on it. Not going to be a problem. So I think Fortify is going to be very good. 100% base life. Hit me with that base life. Then naturally, I'm going to have to look at these blood skills. Overpowers. Overpowers are nice. That's a whole nother damage percentage. 15% attack speed. I don't think that's necessary. Lances, Pierce, tight. Blood Surge heals. I like that. Oh yeah, Blood Surge is tight. Man, this is really good. For AoE, Blood Surge is really good. You just crush everything around you. And it heals? Get at me. Overwhelming Blood. 5 stacks of Overwhelming Blood. Your next Blood Surge overpowers. That's pretty sweet. Each time an enemy is hit, Blood Surge is Nova. You are fortified by 1.1% base life? What? Just double up on Fortify? I don't hate that. That's pretty sweet. You going Sorceress? Sorceress is nice. To max out. I feel like... Okay, so down here, it's not the damage dealer. It only gives you 2.5% per level. Pretty weak. Check this out. Alright. Oh, I must have clicked on the negative sign. I didn't see it. This also gives you 2%. And expel a blood nova, dealing 55% damage. Oh, that goes up by 5. So the base damage goes up by 2, but then the 5 goes up by 5. That's interesting. Right? Level 11? Not going to be a problem. It's going to come up real quick. What a Moga station. You're going Bard? I like Bard. Wait, Bard? I thought you said Barb. Or DIV. DIV's got to be Diablo 4. It's going to be so sick. Blood, huh? What am I doing with corpses? I don't think I'm doing anything with corpses yet. Bone prisons? Skeletons? Ooh, armor. Spiked armor. That's a lot of thorns. That is a lot of thorns. Really? That is a lot of thorns. For low level, that's very high. I wonder if your skeletons just gain thorns off of your character. Because that's pretty major. I don't really care about this tree. Necromancer, the only class that has a reduced speed when you pull your immunity. Come on, mate. Come on, mate. I guess dump a point into there just to get down here. Versus distant enemies, close enemies, skeletal mages, decrepify, slow and do less damage. Very tight. Lucky hit. Instantly kill below 10% life from your minions. That's pretty sweet. That's very sweet. All that does is scale. I mean, you could think of that as a 10% damage bust. Boof. Boof? Bust? Listen. It's got to be one or the other. Boost or buff. You can't call it bust. You can think of that as a 10% just raw damage buff. I got there. Been a long day, okay? Been a long day. I like that a lot. That's huge. 10% damage buff is major. But if I'm being honest with myself, I'm going to be going with heavy skeleton armies. So I'm going to drop that in there. Gruesome Mending. When below 50% life, you receive 10% healing from all sources. All right. Blood orbs also heal your minions. That's sweet. What gives you blood orbs in this? Damage has a 20% chance to drop a blood orb. Dang, your blood orbs can heal your minions. Listen, if it's like the server slam, you're going to need that. Because the minions were weak in the server. Your blood skills deal 5% increased overpower damage. This bonus is doubled while you're healthy. Wow, that's big. What the heck? These are really big. While healthy, your blood skills deal 6% increased damage. Lucky hit. Hitting enemies with blood skills has a 25% chance to fortify you. What? Amazing. I think I want that. Just max out fortify. Just sit there at an extra 100% life all the time. I like that. I like that. Oh, this is the summoning tree. Damaging enemies with darkness skills increases your movement speed. Tight. When you damage enemies' darkness skills, they take 2% increased damage from you and your minions for 2 seconds. Tight. Wow, this tree is going to be critical. Darkness skills have up to 15% chance to stun. You gonna get some stun modifiers in there? I like that. Darkness skills deal 3% bonus damage to enemies that are slowed and 3% bonus damage to enemies who are stunned or immobilized. These bonuses stack and apply shadow damage dealt by minions. Yo! That's major. That's so big. I just want to see what that's like. I just want to... Oh my gosh, that's a 18% damage boost if you're immobilizing and stunning. Or slowing and one other CC. That's big. This is in Diablo 3, and it's major. I expect that to actually have teeth. When a corpse is formed from your skills or your minions, fortify for 2% life. Lame. Lame. I didn't read this. Blood orbs also heal your minions for 15% of the amount. It's kind of weak. I'm not stoked on that. Your blood skills deal extra 5% increased overpower damage. That is pretty sweet. That is pretty sweet. Bone skills have a 0.5% critical strike chance for each essence you have upon cast. Alright. Oh, I'm getting so excited. This is so cool. I want to do a bone build too, man. Every 100 essence that you spend reduces your cooldowns of your bone skills by 5 seconds. 0.5 seconds. Bone skills. Bone skills increase. Deal 6% increased damage to vulnerable. Right. After critical hitting 10 times with bone skills, your bone skills deal 5% increased damage for 5 seconds. Okay, that's tight. That's great. Corpse tendrils, huh? Veins burst out of a corpse, pulling in enemies, stunning them for 3 seconds and dealing 20% to them. 20% damage to them. Does not consume the corpse. Whoa. Slowing them? So you stun them and you slow them? So this could immediately proc your extra 18% damage. That's pretty slick. I like that. More blood orbs. This also manages the minions too, right? So you can pull them away from you by using these tendrils. Cooldown's 11 seconds, so you can't spam it. This is a bone spirit. Give me that bone spirit. Consume all your essence and conjure a spirit of bone that seeks out enemies. Upon reaching an enemy, that spirit explodes, dealing 80% damage to the target and all surrounding enemies. Damage is increased by 3% for each point of essence spent casting bone spirit. Okay. I don't hate that. Especially if you're doing some sort of like non-spender build. You could just dump giant bombs. Giant bone spirit bombs. 112% damage. If Bone Spirit critically strikes, its cooldown is reduced by 6 seconds. This effect can only happen once per cast. Interesting. After Bone Spirit hits an enemy, you generate 30 essence over the next 4 seconds. Tight. Bone Spirit has an additional 10% crit chance. Okay. Pretty sweet. All healthy. You just get a raw 18% damaging. Alright. That's big. The higher the damage percentage is really what you're looking for. While this is nice, they're lower percentages, so your compounding percentage gains gets less and less over time. If it's 18% versus 3% and then 3% on top of that, turns into like 6.1% versus 18 static or 6 static. Interesting how they did that, actually. That's pretty clever. So level 1 is pretty close to level 1. However, this is just better. Something worth noting. 18% is nice. Get some extra fortify up in there. Is Golem time? It's Golem time. Increase the damage and life of your Golem. Do it. Blood Wave? Stand alone. That's not going to happen. Might happen with Bone. You could do a Bone build where you have no minions. You could increase their sacrifice to 60%. That's really good. That's really good. That's 5% plus another 2.5%. I like that. That's sweet. 2.75 really. Huh. And it's a flat 18% reduction? That's pretty big. Don't sleep on that. If you're not married to the minions, do this. That's awesome. Right now I'm invested in minions. Every 5 seconds, your skeletal priest's healing will heal your skeletons for an additional 20% of their maximum life. Lame. Lame! Your minions cannot lose more than 75% of their maximum life in a single damage instance. What? Why is that even a thing? That's so stupid. So your minions can just get one shot. Oh, you can scale it up. So they can get 2-shot. Unless you have this. I hate that. I hate that. What does that mean? That means at any one moment, your skeleton will take at least 3 hits of damage. That feels bad. What up, Ethios? Yo, Ethios. How you doing? This is scary for minion builds in the late game. Because your minions can't be taking 3 shots and then dying. That just means they'll fall over dead every other moment. After you've been healthy for 4 seconds, you and your minions gain 4% attack speed? 8? 12? That's pretty good. I like that. Your minions deal 10% increased damage while you're close to them. You hanging out with your minions? I like that too. 30% is a big modifier. That's a very big modifier. That puts you close to the battle. What are we at? Level 33 just to get here? That's not that bad. That's not bad at all. I think I would put this in here. Just in case. It's a 9% armor increase, damage reduction increase, which is very good. Army of the Dead. Bone Storm is ready. Interesting. This I Stand Alone will stack up with this other one, though. Close enemies. That's pretty sweet. You have multiple modifiers, or multiple damage reduction instances. All right. So that's what it looks like to get all the way to the key passive. Key passive looks like what? Bone skills, increased damage. Deal 1% increased damage for each point of essence you have above 50. Come on, man. That was already in the tree. That was up here under bone skills. Oh, maybe not. It was under something. Corpse explosion? Listen. It was in there somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, crit chance. So not only do you get extra crit chance, you get extra damage, raw damage. All right. Pretty tight. Bone's going to be fun. What up, XN? XN. Bone's going to be fun. I want to make a teeth build work. I want to make a bone spear build work. And I got a feeling it's going to happen without minions and boosting standalone damage reduction. Rathma's Vigor. Increase your maximum life by 10% after being healthy for 15 seconds. Your next blood skill overpowers. Alright. Gives you 10% life. Shadow damage infects enemies with Shadow Blight for 2 seconds. You and your minions deal 10% bonus damage to enemies with Shadow Blight. Every 10th time the enemy receives shadow damage from you or your minions while they're affected by Shadow Blight, they take an additional 20% damage. These shadow spells seem pretty good. Kalon's Edict. After you have not taken damage for the last 3 seconds, your minions gain 15% attack speed. While you have at least 7 minions, this bonus is doubled? I know what I'm getting. Can we get all these? No. I want more than one. I immediately want more than one. Okay, so from this talent alone, and this talent alone, you're already getting like 65% damage or attack speed on your pets. That is huge. And this is level 35. We got a lot of room to play around in there. That's maxed out. This is the tree. This summoning tree is the most important tree, I can tell. I guess the ultimate tree is also very good. I'm just going to put extra points into here for sure. You got to get some defensive stuff. Defensive stuff helps. Then at 45. 49, 50. Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, that's like a pure necromancer summon build, right? Blood summons. I like that. Also, that's just based off of the level. I know you get skill points for doing other things. I'm sure that's in here somewhere. I know you get more skill points in this. The Book of the Dead, super useless. It right now, I mean, in the beta, it didn't matter whether you had skirmishers or defenders or reaper. It was all the same. It was all the same. Mages have a, I don't know. What do they have? You can raise an extra one. They wait, what? You can upgrade these things? Okay. Listen, I played the beta. I know how to play the game. I know exactly how to play the game. I didn't know you could upgrade these things. That does change it a little bit. That changes it a little bit. So you start out and they have 30% damage, but have 15% reduced life. Upgrade 1, raise an additional one. Upgrade 2, each time you critically strike, your skirmisher's warrior's next attack critically strikes and deals 50% bonus damage. That's big. 50% is high again. Those big percentages are important. Shield bearers. 15% extra life. Every 6 seconds, your skeletal defenders negate the next instance of direct damage they would take. That's nice. So if they're dying, that would help. That, with this down here, makes them very tanky. That just means they'll take 4 hits before they die. And by that time, you should be healing them with Priest. Interesting. That's really interesting. Increase the amount of thorns the defender warriors inherit from you from 30% to 40%. Bruh. We may have to do a thorns build. We gotta do a thorns build up in here? Wait a minute. Warcraft is popping off in the background. Wait a minute. Legit. Wait a minute. I gotta kill this. I gotta kill a goblin. I gotta kill treasure goblins. You could do a thorns build. That's very interesting. I think the skeletons are going to matter based off of how many you can summon. And I see why Blizzard was being coy about nerfing them. Because there's a lot more that you can do to buff them, which is important. And it just wasn't there. It wasn't in the game we were playing, so everybody's freaking out over something that didn't matter. That's never happened before. That's never happened. Not what we do. What else we got on the mages? Shadow mages deal more moderate. What? Moderate shadow damage. All right. Shadow mages have a 10% chance to stun, so more stuns. That's nice. They can't happen over more than once per 5 seconds. Oh, that's big. Shadow mages fire an additional shadow bolt every 5th attack. What? Cold mage chills and freezes. That's a disable. That will proc your extra damage. If I can find it, that'll proc this. This terror skill is going to be big. I feel like Shadow is going to be big for like pushing, like meta. Is that a thing? People play the meta. Shadow's going to be really strong because Shadow benefits from the disable much more. While you don't necessarily need Shadow mages, you can use these. That's just going to chill and freeze them all the time. That's pretty amazing. Each time your cold mages damage enemies with their primary attack, you gain 2 essence. So that's pretty amazing. Just passive essence. Enemies who are frozen by or damaged while they're frozen by your cold mages primary attack are made vulnerable for 4 seconds. What? Dude, some of these sound bonkers. Why do these sound so ridiculous? Making an enemy vulnerable while enemies who are frozen by or damaged while frozen by your cold mage's primary attack are made vulnerable. So like all the time? That's really good. That's really, really good. Vulnerability is a whole extra percentage damage boost. Now come on, man. Calling it all kinds of things. Boosts, busts, buffs, boosts. Pull it together, dude. There's a whole new damage bucket that is a percentage increase to your overall damage. That's major. This is crazy. That's crazy to me. So you get 4 mages. Odds of them freezing and attacking the same target are pretty high. Bone mages. Uses its own bones as projectiles, dealing heavy damage for a life cost. Man, that sounds lame. I'm gonna say it right now. Sounds lame. Comparatively, that's horrible. Gotta kill this goblin real quick. Trying to collect some wild loot over here. This is double duty. Wild loot. Diablo loot. Plus, I'm trying to collect all this stuff so that I don't have to do it on Diablo. Hey, listen. Thursday's going to be Diablo time. Period. Hard stop. Full stop. Yep. And I probably won't even reopen WoW until Sunday for stream. Maybe. We'll see. I'd like to get... I don't know. Ooh! Oh, no! Who fights him on the bridge like this? I have no one to blame but myself. Nobody even saw it. Nothing happened. Nothing happened at all. Other than me getting 35 loot. 35 gold loot. It was so silly. Alright. Thorns is for Barbarian. I don't know, dude. Did you see this? This looks like thorns to me. You can get 120 thorns on yourself, and then you can buff that to your minions by another 40%. So they're getting an extra 30 thorns on each one of them. That sounds real tight, honestly. That sounds very good. Oh, the renown goes up higher. Curious. Alright, back to what I was doing. Yeah, bones use its own... Bone mage uses its own bones as projectiles. Come on, man. That doesn't sound very exciting. I'm not into it. Reduce the life, especially with this. You can get vulnerability pretty much all the time on enemies that your mages are striking. That's amazing. Reduces the cost. Woo! Woo! Same. This vulnerability goes for everybody in your group. Goes for every single skeleton. Goes for every single summon. Goes for yourself. It buffs everything. This buffs one single attack for 40%. Promise you this is better. Not by a little bit. By a lot bit. Go for it. I'm locking it in. I haven't even read these last ones. Each time Bone Mage dies from its own attack, they leave behind a corpse and fortify you for 11%. Oh, dude. If you're playing Diablo, in your plan, your game plan is to invest in skills that benefit you when your minions die, you're going to have a bad time. Don't do that. This whole Bone Mage tree is dumb. I'm out. Sacrifice is dumb too. I'm out on that. Golems? Taunting things? That's good. That's very good. Bone Golem takes the 20% of its maximum life as damage. It sheds a corpse. That's good. Extra corpses. I don't have any corpse... I don't have any needs for corpses in this build, though. Yet. I guess to summon more skeletons. This may be super useful. We'll have to find out. Bone Golem gains 10% maximum life. And the amount of thorns they inherit from you is increased from 30 to 50. What about that, ETS? What about that, ETS? I'm seeing some thorns damage on these necromancer skills, and I like it. Blood Golem. This is a blood build. Take a look at the blood golem. Activate. Your golem becomes unstoppable and drains blood from the enemies in the area, dealing 40% damage and healing for 4% of its life for every enemy drained. Damage and healing received are triple if only one enemy is drained. This blood golem's sucking them off, man. Just sucks all the blood out of everything. I'm not into it. Listen, this is so good that everything else looks mediocre now. It has a 10-second cooldown to do this blood suck. Alright. Blood Golem absorbs 15% of damage you would take. I like that. 15% damage reduction. I like that a lot. That's big. While you're healthy, your Blood Golem gains 25% reduction and 50% damage increase. Pretty tight. This is important, though. 15% damage that you would take. We've seen that in Diablo 3 as well. Super powerful. If you're taking less damage and you're spreading the damage across other summons and creatures, that's a big deal. All that does is smooth and manage the incoming damage for your character. That's big. I'm into. I didn't even look at these unsummons. Not an unsummon kind of. It's not an unsummon kind of guy over here. I will eventually with bones. I definitely will mess around with a bone build that you unsummon your minions. Not with hardcore though. Activate commit Iron Golem. Oh man, Iron Golems used to be super sick in Diablo 2. That was good times. Those good times. Command your golem to go to the targeted area. They become unstoppable and slam their fists in the ground, dealing 25% damage and stunning surrounding enemies for 3 seconds. 16-second cooldown on a 3-second stun. It's just a flat damage mitigation though. That's pretty tight. Every 5th Iron Golem attack causes a shockwave, dealing 30% damage to the primary enemy and enemies behind them. Okay. Slam attack also makes them vulnerable for 3 seconds. Pretty good. And stack up a couple vulnerabilities on your mobs. Let's say one of those two. However, the mages are going to be making everything vulnerable already. You're definitely going to want one of these two. And I don't know what the cooldown is on that slam. This is just all the time. This is big. Because the cold mages chill and freeze enemies. And this says enemies who are frozen by or damaged while frozen. So every single one of these cold mages, when it attacks a unit, is going to make them vulnerable. Additionally, if they're already frozen, so they've already been attacked, and they get attacked a second time, it's going to make them vulnerable. That means long boss fights, big creatures. This is so good. If you're not doing this, you're making a mistake. I'm calling it right now. I'm calling it right now. And in that regard, I think I'd just go with a flat damage decrease on the column. Skull of Warriors, it really didn't matter. Reapers have a 15% carve flesh off enemies. Alright. I just wasn't very impressed with these Skeletal Warriors. I don't see anything crazy in here. I mean, if anything, just add another warrior or whatever. Who cares? Who cares? Alright. That's my path to 50. Just summons. Summons and blood, man. Fortify. Summons. Blood. I like it. All I gotta do is get to level 50. All I gotta do is beat the game one time. Hardcore, you only get one chance. You get one shot. You better make it count. So, it's not gonna be a problem. Alright, Paragon boards. This is the beginning board. Board attachment. Paragon starting. So you got to start there. Prime nodes give you pretty good damage increase. A really good damage increase. 10% damage, 4% life. Oh, man. That's tight. Wait a minute. Do you not? Wait, don't you have to connect these things? I thought you had to connect them. You can't just be like, all right, I'm going for this one. I'm not there yet, so I'm not reading. 2% life, 2% life. Oh, these paragon boards are sick. 5% damage. So you get here, that's 10. 6% life. 15% damage. 20% damage. Holy smokes, that's a lot. That's so much bonus, dude. All right. What does this tell you? This tells you that your board is almost completely irrelevant. Because these little percentage boosts, while they matter and they're important to min-max, in your very first paragon nodes, you're going to get 20% damage increase. That's so big. And 6% life. So. And then this boosts as well. Another 10% damage if you get 58 willpower. And another 10 if you get 160. Holy shoot. Paragon boards are sick. They are way cooler than I thought they were. Resilience? Or you could go tanky. Sure. But you need 12 nodes. 12 nodes to get you to the extra 10%. You'll just get that naturally. What tells you up here? Wow. Okay. So yeah, you just get it naturally. Is that right? Here's the question. 58 willpower on your sheet? Or 58 willpower from Paragon? 58 willpower from Paragon is 12 nodes. Which doesn't sound like a lot because there's a ton of nodes. On your character, I think that's unlikely. Alright, carry on. Find out what's going on here. Strength? Lame. Alright, lame. You gotta go with one of those or go 2, 3, 4. You gotta go way out of your way. Abyssal. You and your minions deal 10% increased non-physical damage. Requires 25 dexterity. What? It's gotta be... This 25 dexterity has to be Paragon dexterity. Otherwise, the character dexterity would get that right away. Paragon nodes within the range gain 40% bonus to their non-physical damage and damage reduction modifiers. All right. So everything in this range gets an extra 40% to their non-physical damage. So this is, what, 14% damage immediately? What the fudge, dude? To show you what Paragon level you need to be to get this? Paragon is wild, dude. Paragon is wild. Paragon is wild. There's something insidiously brilliant about this move. Is that the paragon is so powerful that it really doesn't matter what you do in your tree. Don't get me wrong, it matters to the sweaty nerds like me that are going to min-max everything. But you could choose ineffective skills in this tree and still absolutely shred, because Paragon is so much of a high percentage modifier that you don't necessarily have to min-max your skill tree. Which is wild. This skill tree is more like a passive tree. And then the Paragons are far more like, how do you want to build your character? Which is a very interesting approach. I did not expect that. I knew Paragons were going to be sick. Don't get me wrong. They look sick, right? Obviously they're going to be sick. But the amount of benefit that you get out of these Paragons, I'm shocked. I'm shocked at how high it is. It's going to be a huge benefit. Obviously, the level for grinding Paragons isn't going to be linear. It's going to be exponential. It's going to be a big curve. But I'm legit shocked at how powerful these Paragons are. I mean, let's just carry on. We're going to focus on them, but Cult Leader, your minions deal 10% increased damage for each minion type you have active. This only applies to warriors, mages, and golems. Ooh, what other kind of minion types are there? Like that. Alright, so that automatically dumps you into another board. Cult Leader. I mean, I guess you get to decide, do you want the purple one? You and your minions deal another 10%. What is this? These are huge. And they scale. Legendary. Minions deal 10% increased damage for each minion type you have active. Hey, we already saw that. Oh, okay. So the skill tree has... Alright, so you can choose... I mean, one of them is closer than the other. Obviously, you want to prioritize one or the other. This gives you 10% increased damage for each minion type, and you have 3 minion types, so that's 30% damage. I definitely would want to go for that first. So you just want to choose the connection that's closest to that. And then it's a pretty straightforward path. Intelligence or willpower. I don't think it matters critically. You just want to maximize these boosts. These boosts are insane. Armor clad. Minion armor, minion life. Armor. This is interesting. This little node over here is interesting. If your minions are struggling, you could spec into that pretty easily. Or you could just go around this. I think I would go this way. Then you can make tanky little fools, dude. Tanky little fools and put thorns on them? Where does it show me my Paragon level? I don't know how long it'll take to even get here, right? Is this going to be a week? Is this going to be a day? I don't know. All right, carry on. Definitely want to pick up that legendary. It almost makes more sense to not to just stop there. You don't need to go in here to get to here. You might as well go over here. You're spending 5 more points instead of 8. 8. It's way better. And then you're also in this yellows and blues with more armor. Oh, dude, you can make your little skelly so fast and so strong. I'm kind of blown away by this. I'm going to spend so much time in this freaking calculator. I already can see it happening. Whenever I'm not playing the game, I'm going to be deep into this. Or detachment gate. So you can go to each one of these. Interesting. And these are just passive 10%. 10% damage increases. It's so silly. What up, improved CR? What question? What class do you think is the hardest to play but will be the most rewarding when learned? Oh man. Good question. Druid? Yeah, I think Druid would be a solid answer to that. However, I think the one with the most likelihood of feeling rewarding is going to be Sorceress. With like teleports and casting constantly going really fast and moving around really fast, I think Sorceress will scratch that itch. So I think it'll be difficult in the sense that there's going to be a lot to manage, but it'll be rewarding once you pull it off. Honestly, improved, I think all of them will feel rewarding, especially in your first playthroughs. It's gonna be very fun. Very fun. So I would just, and also we haven't seen the full game, so it's really tough to make that call. It's tough to be able to say, you know, at max level, you know, XYZ are going to be the most fun. I got a feeling that X, Y, and Z will all be fun. I know rogues were really fun and fast as well. It's usually like the classes that are fast and harder to play that will feel extra fun. Maybe not extra fun, but extra rewarding for sure. Teleport is always broken. Diablo 1, teleport. Diablo 2, teleport. Diablo 3, that's right, teleport. Diablo 4, it's probably teleport. I think that it's a safe bet, and I would put my money on teleport. I don't think Necro will be complicated. I think Necro will be one of the least complicated, actually. Especially seeing the Paragon tree. Paragon tree is like, buff your damage or buff your minions. Alright. I can do that. So, get out here. I guess you could ignore this node altogether and then go directly over there. That's not bad. Intelligence and wisdom, I'm just kind of assuming. Your golem has 30% maximum life, deals 30% increased damage. Oh, I see. So these are the legendary skills from that tree. Interesting. So you could buff your golem, sure. I think I'd be more interested in seeing what each one of these do. Oh, okay. Okay. So it forces you into the next tree. All that does is make it so much more complicated. Because now you have locations of where you want this node and you want this tree. Do you want it over here? Or maybe it's harder to get to because you're going to go up and to the left, or you're going to straight line through it. Or do you want it up here so it's out of the way? Out of the way? All right. So my official recommendation for this is paragon boards that you're not interested in, put them off to the side. Because your middle boards are going to be the most filled out and the most used. So you'll have more maneuverability if you have the more important boards in the middle of your tree. Oh my god. That's brutal. That's kind of a prick job right there, Blizzard. Then you get to get all of them flip. And you got to decide, do you want the purple node or do you want... The purple nodes are all the same. You want to scale your damage like crazy, or do you want to pick up your random legendary? Your golem has 30% increased life and 30% increased damage, which seems very good. Extra armor, extra things when the golem's active. All right. This is like the golem tree. You can just... Oh, dude. This game is going to ruin me. This game is going to ruin me. You really can decide like, oh, I want to do more skeletons and focus on the skeleton tree. Or, oh, I want to do more golems and focus on the golem tree. This is what I mean, is when you're in the talent trees, it's really not that important. Because the paragon tree for those talents is where you're going to find the biggest impact. You can beef the heck out of your golem. 3% armor, 3% armor. That's 9 armor. With another 6/5, so 15/5 armor. That's big. That's big. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. The next tree. Cult leader, your minions deal an extra 10% damage for each type. Yeah, we did that one already. Uh oh. Oh no. I've screwed up. You must need to collect a certain amount of nodes to get to the next tree. This one's not bad. You can collect both of them relatively easy. Relatively easy, he says. mean, or you could just park in these purple, in these, oh. It's bonkers. It's bonkers. The Paragon is going to be where the game is at. In a large, large margin. What that means is there's going to be broken nodes that are so much more powerful. We can see what the trees are right here. Alright, so first tree. How did I not collect that? Gotta click. First tree is skeletons. Is that right? First tree is all minions. Second tree is Hulk. Is your golem. Why is this trying to change cult leader? There's not enough points distributed, maybe? That'll change hulking monstrosity. Alright, I'm missing something here. I'm not quite sure what it is. This is cult leader, so it's just going to change my board position from 1 to over there. Deck. Wow. This is pretty... this is a pretty well-made calculator right here. I'm impressed. It's going to be so tempting to just max out all these blues. These blues are huge increases. Alright, we're just going to take a look at the other boards to see what their core mechanic is. Consuming corpses. Gives you damage to elite. Poison. Crit damage. Lucky hit. Healing over time. Alright. Potion healing over time. Interesting. Why is it always the same glyph? Oh my god. You can put different glyphs in. Alright. Blood drinker? Holy smokes. There are a lot of options. For every 5 willpower, golems gain 20% damage. Golems also gain 25% life. So you get 25 willpower, you're sitting at 120% damage for your golem. What? You what? Haha. You have to unlock these? Because if you could just select whatever glyph, that's kind of broken. Oh. You must not be able to stack these either, right? It's not like you could get golem glyph on all of them, right? And then have your golem do like 1,000% extra damage? Because that would be sick. That's what I would like to do. You deal 10%. This stuff is bonkers. These are so good. Skeletal Mage, it's 20% damage for all these things. So you stack them up to like 120% damage for each node. You must only be able to do it once per board, once per entire board. It wouldn't make sense if they could just do, all right, well, let me just do Dead Razor on every single one of them. That would be bonkers, right? It would be exploit. Amazing. This is amazing. Although it does seem to indicate that you can just do it. I did it here. Let's amplify. And let's see if I can do amplify here too. And I can do it here. So maybe you can do it on all of them and just super yoke. No, it reset the other one. Yeah. Okay, good. That was about to break my brain. My monkey brain. That means each one of these glyphs you can only do once, which makes more sense. There's a lot of these though. I wonder if you have to collect these somehow, or you can just choose which one. You can immediately just choose from this list of what, 20? Thorns damage. Increase all damage enemy takes from you and your minions by 1% up to 10% for 10 seconds. What? You what? Stand down. I ain't got time for cat time right now. Deal extra damage to close targets. You do extra damage while fortified. That's major. Wow. Those aren't very big modifiers. You can go up to 7.2. I mean, these are big. So it gives you 20% increased armor. And for every 5 dexterity purchased within range, warriors deal another 20% damage. Come on, man. It's pretty big. These are big. These purple gems are bigger than the others. There's some that you're going to have to pay attention to too, right? Like this. Wait a minute. Immediately lost it. Paragon's nodes within range gain a 200% bonus to their physical damage and damage reduction modifiers. So some of these, they have little nodes of blue and yellow in there. So you're really going to want to choose the ones that will benefit the blues and the yellows in each one of these. Stop. Such a sucker. That's got me figured out. I know. Amplify grants 240% bonus to all magic nodes within range. So when you find a big grouping of magic nodes, drop that amplify in there. The amplify for the nodes that you want, right? These ones are not important. These are just 7 willpower, 5 damage. These are not great, right? But these up here, minion damage, 5%. So you could boost that by 250%. What? Same thing with this. Damage reduction, boost it by 250%. Over here, we got golem damage. Golem armor. So you got to kind of again, you're able to specifically target individual boards on what benefits you want to boost up higher. Wow. All right, I'm going to go over the rest of these boards and then freak out. So I'm not going to keep building boards out. I just want to see what each board has a singular goal. This first one was for skeletons, the second one was for golems, and this one is for consuming corpses, gives you increased damage. So all these blue nodes and these yellow nodes will be similar to that. Different damage modifiers, a little bit of healing, lucky hit modifiers, poison resistance modifiers. Not a great tree. Not really interested. Yeah. All right. This tree. With at least 2 corpses nearby, you gain 15% damage reduction. With no corpses, you deal increased damage. Those are fun. That's a fun little mechanic. And again, just damage modifiers and damage reduction, I'm sure. Almost all damage modifiers. Interesting. So this tree is all damage modifiers except this blue node here. These armor ones. Very interesting. Bone Graft. Hitting enemies with bone skills increases your damage by 1%, your maximum essence by 3 for 8 seconds. Stacks up to 7%. Increased damage and 22% maximum essence, which increases your damage even further. Bone skill tree. So if you're going bone necro, right, you're going to want to just chill in the bone skill tree and just max it out. Because these trees with golems and skeletons will matter even less to you, or corpses may matter less to you. But if you're bone necro, just flex in the bone tree. And vice versa. If you're skeleton necro, flex in the skeleton tree. It's wild, dude. Blood orbs. If you're blood necro, flex in the blood orb tree. Overpower damage. Potion healing. Blood healing. Bunch of healing in the blood orb tree. It's kind of whack though. I'm not impressed with the blood orb tree. Long term, I'll be shifting right out of blood. See the next tree, bloodbath. Attacks are guaranteed to overpower deal what? Attacks that are guaranteed to overpower deal 50% overpower damage. That's a big modifier. 50% on top is a big modifier. Fortified. Damage reduction. Fortified. Damage while healthy. So this is a good blood tree. Damage while fortified. Healing received. Actually, this blood tree, the overpowered blood tree, is better than the blood begets blood tree. Blood. Because it has more modifiers for damage. This one has just... Prove me wrong, right? It goes directly to modifiers for damage. But it has a lot of these extra blood healing. Alright. I guess it has a few. They're both okay. What I'm gathering is you're gonna have a couple of trees that you're gonna want to park in for each one of the builds. There's 2 blood trees. There's a bone tree, 2 corpse trees. What is it to say that this is another bone tree? Let's find out. Oh, shadow tree. Okay, so there's 1 shadow tree, and there's 1 bone tree, and there's 2 blood trees, and 2 corpse trees. Interesting. Your shadow damage over time effects have 5% chance to deal 50% bonus damage each time they deal damage. This chance is increased by 1% bonus damage. This chance is increased by 1% and bonus damage is increased by 2.5 for each willpower, each 50 willpower. Yikes, that's really good. It's really strong. Healing. Damage reduction. Dot damage. Tight. Dot damage historically in Diablo has been not great. Not to say it's going to be bad in Diablo 4, but all the Diablos before Diablo 4, the idea was to kill things as fast as possible and not kill them slowly over time. Damage over time has not been very strong in the past. Bunch of shadow damages. Cool. All right. Very cool. I'm very impressed. Didn't even look at all this. I'm not going to either. I was going to do a whole nother blood build. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to shut this thing down. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. And I'm stoked. This is a really big deal. All these different paragons is a huge deal. I cannot understate it. So much of your power is going to come from these paragon trees. So really just level up the tree that you like playing. Click the buttons you like clicking. And don't stress about it too much. When you get to the paragon tree, again, don't stress about it too much. Grab a couple of these purple ones. Max them out if they're really good. If you choose, if these items are really good and the nodes within that range are really good, max them out. If not, move forward and just collect a bunch of these legendary nodes. It's so silly. But yeah, so you're going to focus on these legendary nodes. You're going to focus on these range nodes. And a bunch of these rares and magic. Wild. 2 blood trees, 2 corpse trees, 1 bone, 1 golem, 1 skeleton, and 1 shadow. I left shadow at the end because I have my doubts. Hey. I'm super stoked. I can't wait. Diablo's launching 2 days. Tomorrow it's going to be 1 day. And then it'll be here. So it's going to be a good time. I'm going to be doing streams. Doing streams and hardcore. Gonna play some hardcore. Listen, I got nothing else to say. I'm blown away. My brain is hurting from this. This is a lot of information. Don't get overwhelmed. It's not going to hit us all at once. It's going to be slowly fed to you in the game. Just take your time with it, and you can always undo these things and go into a different direction once you figure out more of what you want to accomplish in the game. Maybe get a legendary item that completely changes everything, and maybe you want to go shadow damage. We're going to have to find out. I got to go. I'm going to go play some games. I got to collect some WoW gold to fund the WoW token giveaway on Sundays, because that's not going to stop. Diablo 4 is not going to hold down the WoW token giveaway. So I'm out. I got to go. I got to go. Twitch is YouTube's is coming down first. Ah. Preload is live. Yeah, you can download it right now. I did it. Gotta do it. Preload's up. Game's gonna be here in any time. Anytime? Not anytime. Gonna be here very soon. I got a jet. YouTube's wasn't even supposed to be up tonight. YouTube's was sneaky. YouTube's just decided to load up itself. I gotta keep my eye on you, YouTubes. I see you, Lee Rocks. Have a good night, dude. I'm watching your YouTubes. End of stream on YouTubes. End to end. Which is